Hello, my name's Kate, and I want to walk you through how to do a past life tarot reading. So this is a 3-card spread, and it's a really fun spread to do if you're interested in kind of delving into your past lives, particularly to see how they're affecting you right now in your present life. So I'm going to start with the first card, and this card represents lessons or issues in a past life that you didn't resolve, or you didn't work through, and so you're still working through them now, so they're still showing up in your life right now. And then the second card I'm going to turn over is going to symbolize how this is showing up in your life right now. So this is your life right now, and what issues are being affected by this issue in your past life. So the past life issue, to me, looks like it has to do something to do with overindulgence. So 9 of Cups is all about overindulgence, and sometimes this has to do with drinking a lot or eating a lot, some kind of gluttony. I also see this card as representing someone who hoards, so someone who has more than they need, or perhaps more than their fair share, probably out of a sense of fear, fear of not surviving or something like that. But this person kind of needs to insulate themselves with something in order to deaden that sense of fear. So whether that is insulating themselves with, drinking a lot or eating a lot in order to suppress emotions, or if it means that they're into kind of hoarding money or wealth in order to feel safe. And if we look at their current life, this is showing up for them in the area of relationships and health. So the 2 of Cups often will represent a relationship, often a romantic relationship, and it can also represent your health, so your physical health. So we see how it can be quite obvious for this card to show up that way. So if someone, drinks a lot or overindulges, that could show up as a health issue, as well as affect their romantic relationships. And then the last card I'm going to turn over represents what you actually have learned from previous lifetimes that could help you in this situation. So this is kind of wisdom and knowledge that you've gained from your past lives that you can now utilize and bring in to help you get past or help you work through this lesson that you're dealing with right now. And so the High Priestess, she's all about establishing a connection to the divine, and also tapping into your own powers of intuition, psychic powers, and kind of recognizing yourself as a powerful being who has that ability to tap into and connect to divine power. And so how this could help this person in this situation, I would say that they could definitely work through any kind of sense of fear that they have around just around living life, any kinds of fears that they have. They could work through those fears using this energy of the High Priestess. So by tapping into their higher power or their higher self, and establishing a really strong kind of sense of their own spirit or their own soul, they could definitely overcome and transcend the insecurities that this card represents. And also, if this card is meant to represent, overindulgence in food and alcohol, again, they can definitely tap into the energy of the High Priestess of kind of establishing a connection to their higher selves, and maybe even exploring, how to listen to their bodies and how they can, use intuition and their psychic powers in order to work through this lesson of the need for balance. And so then now you can kind of take a step back and you can kind of compare and contrast these cards. And so I see the current life issue has to do with balance. So all 2s often will have to do with balance. And so balance is a big lesson that they're working through in this life, which totally relates to this card in the past life of overindulgence and the need for balance. And then I'll compare the middle card with this end card. And once again, I feel like this card symbolizes balance. Both cards are a number 2 here. So definitely the High Priestess has to do with balance, and she's sitting between the 2 pillars, so balancing the energies of darkness with light, and night and day, conscious and subconscious. So there's definitely a real theme of balance, and balance, I think, is something that this person has learned in a previous lifetime. This is something that they know how to do. They know how to achieve balance. They may have learned how to do it on more of a spiritual level rather than an actual kind of practical physical level. So really working through this life issue really has to do with being able to bring what they learned on a spiritual level down to what they are doing on a more physical level. Yeah, so that's how you do a 3-card tarot reading, a past life tarot reading. And I hope you found this helpful. And my name is Kate, and thank you so much for joining me.